I put the plate of food on my tray and thanked the guys for serving me, and quickly tried to catch up with Frank. And as I was running up behind him, I could see about 20 circular tables filled with guys chowing down, and it was pretty apparent that it was almost cliquish, like your seat was the seat you sat in every day, almost like high school. I caught up with Frank, and he led me to the table. And as I approached the table, I saw it was filled with guys, and there was 2 empty seats. And my heart started pounding, because the group of guys that Frank associated with were exactly what I pictured him associating with. They were very hard men, very tough-looking guys, and they intimidated me a little. So he brought me to the table, he introduced me to all the guys. The guys welcomed me, and I sat down. And what I planned on doing was just eating and keeping my head down and not talking to anybody. But what happened was I started being questioned rapid fire by all the guys. It was no mistake that this table was Frank's table with his crew, because the table was kind of like prime real estate. If you could have prime real estate in a cafeteria. It overlooked everybody, the whole cafeteria, so they were able to see what was going on, and it was almost like the king's table. So I felt pretty privileged to sit here with these men, but like I said, they started questioning me, and questions were coming from all directions, and I had a choice that I could lie to fit in with these guys, because I didn't fit in, or I could just tell them the truth about who I was, where I came from, the suburban kid, grew up middle class, didn't have it that rough, but as I got older, I turned to drugs. So I chose to be honest. 100% honest with these guys. And to my surprise, they welcomed me with open arms and were very interested in my story. Probably because they're used to the same old story, coming in there, city street story, guys hanging out in alleys, the inner city stuff. And I'm not from a ghetto. I'm not a gangster or anything. So hearing my story is probably like a little bit of a breath of fresh air, and they could see a different side of the issue. Like, it wasn't just people with low income that had problems, and I think they actually enjoyed the fact that there was a white kid here who had the same problems they did, and I was able to relate, and they could relate with me. So it actually formed a little bit of a stronger bond, because they were able to talk to me about different things that they weren't able to talk to each other about. And we got to learn a lot from different cultures and backgrounds. So it was actually really interesting. The first meal was an eye-opening experience. Wasn't expecting to even open my mouth, and these guys were just questioning me. I was throwing out answers, and everybody was talking to me except for one guy, and it was Roy. And I've mentioned Roy previously in my videos and in the blog. Roy just kept his head down, never made eye contact with me until the end. And when he opened his mouth, it was like everything went silent. Like everybody just shut up, because it was really obvious that when Roy talked, nobody else talked. Almost like a sign of respect. And when he did talk, it was like the old wise man talking, but he was tough. He was probably the toughest guy there. Him and Frank were the toughest guys there, definitely. And he opened his mouth, and he asked me a question that I'll never forget. He goes, "Did you want to come here, or were you mandated to come here by the courts?" And it took me aback a little bit, but I told him, I'm like, I want to be here with every part of my being. I want to get better. I know I have a lot to give, and the whole nine. And I told him I have a fire in my gut to get better, and all he said, he looked me right in my eyes with this fire that he had in his eyes, because he was this very intimidating guy. He looked me in the eyes, and he said, "We'll see." And then he got up, and he left the table. And everybody just kept eating like it was nothing, and to me, it was like, is this the way it's going to be in this place? It's like, they're going to challenge me and say like I'm not tough enough to get clean. And to a point, it was actually good that he did that, because I wanted to prove to him that I could be clean. I mean, this is one of the toughest guys in the place, pretty much calling me out in front of a bunch of guys. Alright everybody, that's all I got for today. Check out freefromhell.com for new blog posts. Check back on this channel tomorrow when I'll have a new video posted. And I want to thank all the viewers and all the readers, because the website is exploding. My views are going up tenfold. I'm getting emails like crazy, and it's all because you guys are spreading the word and we're reaching out to more families. And I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you're doing, and check back with me tomorrow. Alright, have a good day.